How's it going, boys? Gianni Superb Man here, and it's time for another NHL 17 Shootout commentary. And with the NHL trade deadline less than 24 hours away, and that's what we're talking about. Some trades already, freaking Shattenkirk to Washington, Bishop to LA, and also potential trade bait still out there. Matt Duchene, is he going to be traded? I don't know. So with the Shootout commentaries, boys, I'm going to do post-coms because there's a lot to go through. And for each Shootout, we'll just talk about one trade at a time, okay? And we'll start off first with the blockbuster deal that has sent Kevin Shattenkirk to the first place Washington Capitals. My freaking God. Now, the official trade looks like this. The St. Louis Blues trade Kevin Shattenkirk and goaltender Phoenix Copley to the Washington Capitals for the 2017 first-round pick, a conditional draft pick, and forwards Zach Sanford and Brad Malone. Now, the condition on the pick is this. If the Capitals re-sign Shattenkirk to a contract that includes the 2017-18 season, or if they advance to the 2017 Eastern Conference Finals and Shattenkirk plays in at least 50% of their playoff games in the first two rounds of the Stanley Cup playoffs, then the Blues will receive the Capitals' second-round pick in 2019. Woo, man, that's a handful right there. Now, I see the Blues as being big losers in this trade. However, it's not necessarily their fault. Apparently St. Louis tried to move Shattenkirk to Tampa Bay, with the Lightning prepared to offer him $42 million over 7 years. That's $6 million per season for anyone counting, and Shattenkirk turned it down. Now, he probably turned down a substantial offer from the Blues also over the past year and a half. So it seems like Shattenkirk wants to either test the free agent market, see how much he can get, or play somewhere specific. Madison Square Garden? I don't know. So it sucks that the Blues were forced to trade him in a season where the playoffs aren't guaranteed, but the idea of losing him for nothing is unacceptable. So they had to move him, and hey, they got at least a first-round pick, right? The two other players headed to St. Louis are Zach Sanford, who was, a second-round pick in 2013? I don't know about that. And Brad Malone, who is nothing more than a depth player with some NHL experience, like 100 games in the NHL so far, so it's just a pick, it seems like. Now, for the Washington Capitals, from their perspective, this trade looks awesome. It's so obvious that the Caps are all in, and they should be. Ovi's still in his prime, but he's not getting any younger. Same thing with Backstrom. They have great secondary scoring with guys like Evgeny Kuznetsov and TJ Oshie. They have Mr. Game 7 Justin Williams. They have arguably the best goalie in the league, Braden Holtby, and if you want to argue that, fine, but certainly top 5, right? And now they have 3 capable righties on the point in John Carlson, Matt Niskanen, and now Kevin freaking Shattenkirk. Well, that may seem like too many defenders, and it may seem like overkill. I'd rather go with the overkill on a rental than to take the chance that either the New York Rangers or the Pittsburgh Penguins end up trading for him. So what this trade does is it bolsters the Caps' blue line and prevents their rivals from becoming any stronger. They're going to have to face the Rangers or Penguins in round 1 or 2. It would suck if they picked up Kevin Shattenkirk, right? So the Capitals looking real good, but there is a disappointing thing to this trade for the Capitals. It might be the only thing, but from the Capitals' perspective, the fact that Shatty is more than likely only a rental really does suck. There's no way they can sign him long-term in the offseason, which means that this year, right now, looks to be the best chance the Caps have to win their first Stanley Cup. After this year, they have to sign Oshie, Kuznetsov, Brett Connolly if they decide to re-sign him, Carl Alsner, Dmitry Orlov, and Kevin freaking Shattenkirk. So good luck with that shit, Washington. Now is the time for Alexander Ovechkin to get it done in the playoffs. No more excuses. No more next year. This Washington Capitals team will never be any stronger while they're in the Alexander Ovechkin era. So, boys, what do you think about the Kevin Shattenkirk trade? Do you think the St. Louis Blues playoff chances are now done? Are the Capitals the clear-cut favorites to win the Stanley Cup? And of course, not even the $1 million question, the $1 trillion question. Will the Washington Capitals make it past the second round for the first time since drafting Alexander Ovechkin? Let me know, boys, and I will see you in the next trade video. Be sure to check out our website, 2bcsports.com, where the hockey talk continues. Find myself and others in the live interactive chat, or dive into the active forums to talk about sports and gaming. You can also find us on Twitch, where the live streams come to life.